Quick question. If Trump supporters aren't racist, then why did he feel safe enough at a rally to ask his supporters, do you want the black president or the white president? If Trump and his supporters are not racist, why did he feel comfortable saying at a rally, do you want the black president or the white president? Somebody answer me quickly. Answer me quickly. Answer me quickly. Now. Answer me now. Now.
The take I get hate for, but I always continue to stand by, is that it's in fact a bad idea to act like men and women are separate species. That no, it's not smart to promote the idea that women are creatures with some innate knowledge that men could never understand. That yes, it's a bad idea to promote the idea that men are inherently evil creatures who aren't capable of learning or growing. That it's bad to act like there's some innate masculinity to men and some innate femininity to women, and that it's not just a social construct that's pushed on us since day one. That it's not a good idea to act like women are some mysterious concept men could never understand, and that men are some crazy enigma that women could never understand. We're all just people. The differences in our brain are so largely socially constructed. Your actual biology of your sex has so little to do with who you actually are as a person. Women are humans, men are humans. Both are people who are capable of doing bad things. The difference in the statistics we see is largely based on culture and socialization. We are not different species that can never understand each other or never be similar to each other.
This is $24.50. This transgender icon may just be the most scrunkly baby on the planet. Even though he blew up from a bomb being strapped to his waist, he is still happy. He is filled with childlike wonder and tannerite.
Probably the biggest thing I've learned later in life as an autistic and ADHD person caught in vicious cycles of burnout. Just because you can do something if you try your hardest doesn't mean you should. And that goes for work, school, personal engagements, and everything. Turns out giving 200% all the time is not healthy or feasible for us. Neurotypical folks don't do this either. They just use this as a phrase to motivate each other. But no one told me that. We often need to take things slower, take more breaks, use accommodations to make things work for us, and those aren't personal character flaws. That's just living with a disability. Being in a constant state of overworking, overstimulation, burnout, and repeating this cycle over and over again is not normal, is not sustainable, and has both short and long-term negative effects on your health. Giving your best means giving what you can sustainably give each day. Sometimes it looks like 90%, sometimes it looks like 50, sometimes it looks like 10 or even 0. But no one is capable of giving 100% each day, and the idea that we have to be a good member of society is a capitalist and ableist myth. Your worth as a person is not based on your productivity. And I know that's hard to internalize when society is telling us differently, when we're forced to participate in these systems to live. But you are not at fault. These systems are for making us constantly burn out ourselves over and over just to survive. So if you can, please slow down and take care of yourself, friends. Bye.
This is a traditional Inuit tool called an ulu. This one was made and gifted to me by my stepbrother Rory, and he's an Inuvialit who makes and sells them. This ulu was made by my dad and given to my grandma as a present. So ulus are a traditional Inuit tool. The crescent-shaped blade is attached to a handle made of wood, bone, or antler. Ulus are traditionally used for skinning animals, scraping skins, cutting hides when sewing, cutting meat, as well as for other household tasks. They're sometimes called women's knives because they're usually associated with women's tasks. I use mine to cut meat when I'm cooking supper. They're also really good for cutting pizza. These were ulus found near Uluhuktuk, dating back to around 1850.
This one could be really good. It has potential. Looks like it could be a little warm. Yeah, so, no. These are Nude Sticks, brand new Stacks blushes. Let's go ahead and try these out and see what these look like. on me. Come in 9 different shades. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I'm already a little bit skeptical about how these shades are gonna show up on me. Just by looking at the shades, these don't look like shades I would typically reach for. Got this little pamphlet in the PR. I'm always a little skeptical when I see models and not a single one looks like me. I get a little skeptical. Can you blame me? We're gonna see. I actually really like this blend and buff brush. I don't even know if I want to swatch all of these because I know every single one's gonna work for me and I do want to give these away. This one's in the shade Sun-Kissed. I do like that it has a little mirror. Okay. Barely Nude. Cheeky Coral. Let's see what this one looks like. This one's in the shade Picante Nude. Let's go ahead and see. It does have a creamy consistency, which I do like. Yeah. Love and Roses. Go ahead and see what this one looks like. I don't even think I'm going to swatch this one in Sunstone. I can already tell this is not going to be a blush for me. We have this shade Pink Love. This actually looks really, really, really pretty. This one has some potential. All right, these two I have some faith. So we swatched all of these. These ones I didn't even think about swatching. But we have 2 more. I have some faith. I'm curious. We have Magenta Matte. Could be really good. It has potential. It's bright pink. Looks like it could be a little warm. Yeah, so, no. The fact that I haven't even been able to find one that I could put on my face yet is wild. Then we have, this is the last shade, Melon Sugar. Final redemption moment. Let's see, let's see, let's see. Let's give it a good rub. I'm trying to get a good amount of pigment. Okay. This is what we're working with. Just for the sake of this video, we're gonna go ahead and try Melon Sugar on my cheek just to see if it's any different on my cheek instead. You know what I mean? This could have been such a fun product. I say this all the time, but I'll say it again. When it comes to color products like this, if you can make it work on dark skin, it could work on everybody. You would just use less. I just finished doing the rest of my makeup. I used these blushes. Final review, I'm always just really shocked. When it comes to these blush launches, like there are 9 shades here, right? They could have done 3 shades for fair to light skin tones. They could have done the next 3 for medium skin tones, the last 3 for deep dark. I feel like we could have divvied up the shade range a little bit better. What do we think?
With her crystal blue eyes and superior blonde hair dancing in the wind, she pulls him closer. I'm pregnant, she says. Their vibrant young Aryan bodies embrace. With the unfortunate deaths of their lifelong black servants Benson Buck Breakerton and Shaniqua Shacklebolt, they'll struggle, but they'll manage. She soon birthed a beautiful baby girl who stayed a girl all her life, no matter what the transgender woke mob thinks. And that baby girl lived happily ever after with a mommy and a daddy and nothing else like God intended. But when you really ponder on it, really, were the Nazis that bad?
So I walk into the cafeteria and see him eating my lunch.
Side eye.
I march straight up to him.
Go off.
Grab my lunch out of his hands.
Houston boots the house down.
And why are you talking like that?
I don't know what y'all talking about.
We went to the same Massachusetts boarding school.
You an op? Clocking my tea.
Dude, what?
Stop trifling, I'm gagged.
I need you to stop.
Miss Girl, I'm keeping it 100.
Enough!
Am I bipped up?
Excuse me?
Please, you know I'm on that getting a haircut-ish.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
Sis, you ben knew I'm spitting.
I don't know how to respond to that.
Forget about it, cuh.
Derek, you might want to sit down.
I'm sat.
Okay, I'm so sorry, but your entire family just perished in a gas explosion.
Child, you finna have me crying. Period.
This is an impression of 24-year-old me meeting 12-year-old me. Hey, do you want to watch Doctor Who? Do you want to watch Doctor Who? Do you want to watch Dan and Phil? Yeah, let's watch Dan and Phil. Wait, who's your favorite doctor? You're never gonna believe this. The woman. There's a woman? Do we like women? We totally like women. That's why we're scared of them. That's why you're really scared of women. Because I like them? A lot, yes, you like them a lot. What about Matt Smith? What about him? Is he still our second favorite doctor? No, man, he's like our third. Our second favorite doctor is the old man. The old man? The old man, I don't know. He's totally the best one. Wait, or didn't feel gay? Wouldn't you like to know? Dweeb. Loser. I know the truth. You don't. What are you talking about? Yeah, they're gay. They're super gay. Yeah, I could have told you that. No, but they're gay publicly. You should shower.
Hey, just double checking. You cleared your calendar for dinner tomorrow night, right? I'm dying to go to that new place. Like, I can't. Oh, sorry. Dinner tomorrow. Me. Yeah!
Oh, look, a strawberry.
Oh, look, a strawberry. I really like it.
You know, while crowdfunding, I lost thousands and thousands of followers, not just on TikTok, but also on Instagram. Honestly, my Twitter following surprisingly was the most loyal in supporting me and sharing. And, you know, my TikTok followers who actually care for me were very loyal, and Instagram followers too. But I find it so funny that as a Black trans woman, you know, people will support you and laugh at your videos. But somehow during all of the laughter, they forget that when we turn off the cameras, we have to sometimes face a very sad reality. No family, no friends, homelessness, losing jobs left and right because people find excuses to get rid of you. Because the truth of the matter is, when you are unlike others, people may pretend to be accepting. They may pretend to try and make the environment comfortable for you, but in the back of their minds, they're just waiting and watching for any little thing you do that could possibly get you up out of there. So I don't think that people really understand the reality for Black trans women when it comes to employment, when it comes to homelessness, when it comes to work, when it comes to a plethora of different realities that we have to face that are extremely harsh. And this is not something I want to talk about anymore. I honestly don't even want my TikTok to be about me being trans and the struggles that I face, but it is a platform that I built for myself off of doing so. And so I guess I said all that to say this. I have this amazing friend, Black trans woman, uplifts other Black trans women, never tears them down, always is going out of her way to make other Black trans creators feel like we have a space where we're appreciated. She made a video, I think it was in 2021 when I first started popping on TikTok, and I was like, wow, I can't believe she included me, because she put me beside all of these very popular Black trans women who have seen more success, and I just didn't even think that I belonged next to them. But the truth of the matter is, she didn't see all that. What she saw was an amazing Black trans woman and her talent. She didn't care about all that clout stuff, and she put me in her video, and that video went viral, and it was great. But I said all that to say this. She is facing homelessness. She's living in her car, and this is somebody who uplifts people and makes them feel like we belong, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to post her profile here and her information so that y'all could, if you can, go over there and help her. And if you can't help her, I would hope that you would share, because she's an amazing person and her humility is outstanding. So here's her page. I hope that you would donate. She does have a goal of, I think, 1,200. I told her that that was a little bit of a steep of a goal for my page, because whenever I crowdfund, sometimes I barely even see 150, 200. Every now and then, you know, I'll get a follower who has a fund, like an emergency fund specifically for trans people, and they'll cover my whole thing for me. And I'm so grateful for you if you're watching. But yeah, my page is not gonna see $1,200, but I know that if I were to post this video speaking to you and you heard me and, you know, really heard my heart for her, maybe you could share and help. And it's no pressure, you know, we're all struggling right now, but sharing is way more powerful than you think it is. Sometimes all you have to do is share, and hell, Beyonce could see it. And I know Beyonce got 1,200. So she's living in a car, and that's no safe situation for a Black trans woman. It's no safe situation for a woman, period, but especially a Black trans woman living in the city. It's just not safe at all, none whatsoever. And I want for her to have peace of mind. So with that being said, I am helping her crowdfund by posting this video, but I will also be reaching out to some people specifically who I have known have helped me in the past. I will continue to crowdfund for myself because my reality still is what it was when I was crowdfunding. I will continue to crowdfund for my other friends. This one I just wanted to highlight because she is in such a drastic situation. So if you care for me, you care for what I stand for, I hope you will go share her Cash App or just go send her some love. You know, the encouragement when you're facing something so scary is way more powerful than you think. I love y'all.
Abraham Maslow stole his hierarchy of needs from the Blackfoot Confederacy. And what it looks like originally, before it was colonized, is it's spiritual, mental, physical, emotional. And then that's one person. And then it's community self-actualization. And then it's cultural perpetuation. So the goal is not just to take care of yourself and achieve your own individual goals. That's a very American way of looking at it. Recent American, too. So the goal for the old model of wellness is to build a culture so that it's capable of perpetuating itself in a healthy manner for the benefit of all groups and all people. Physical exercise include nutrition, exercise, rest, healthcare. So all of those are physical needs. And when you see somebody who needs one of those, maybe you can help them out, maybe you can't. Up to you. Mental needs include autonomy, competence, and relatedness. How a person is related to other people, how competent they are at their life or their job or all the areas, their hobbies, and how autonomous, how much freedom do they have in their own life. Emotional needs can do like community and relationships, their expression, control over their own life and achievements. And when we see these needs, we can fill them in ourselves and the people around us. I really invite you to meet as many needs as you can yourself first. So when you hear me talking about these physical, mental, emotional, spiritual needs, you fill them for yourself first. And the spiritual needs is really, well, let's say it this way, okay? So spiritual needs are practices that connect you to something bigger than yourself. And another spiritual need is how you're relating to that something that's bigger than yourself. So we can take a very literal, concrete, how do you relate to the plants, to the earth itself, to the people you see on a daily basis, to the objects you see on a daily basis, to your house. How do you relate to that thing that's bigger than just this right here? And how do you take practices towards that? How do you give care towards that thing that is bigger than yourself? And if we take a very literal, grounded view, that's what a spiritual health would look like for someone who has no theism, and you don't need theism. But if you do, of course, you have your own practices, and you know the way, because it's all laid out for you. But for some of us who aren't so dialed in to the sparkly stuff out there, and we're more into the grounded stuff, the washing our floors, then that's how I would, and that's how I have, and that's how I talk about spirituality here and with everyone I come in contact with. It's not just an old book. It's how you relate to me standing in front of you, how you relate to the people you meet on the daily basis, to the ground you're walking on. So spiritual, mental, physical, emotional, all of those come together and you feel better. You feel better. And then your community feels better once we're all helping each other meet those needs. And then after your community feels better, then we're building a community that can last throughout the ages. Hit the buttons for more of me if you want more me in your life. And comment down below what you're doing to fill your own needs.
Y'all, I fully thought I was a leftist until this week. Turns out I am not. I am a Democrat. And I will be giving you guys my leftist card back because I don't really want it. Hot take, but I love America.
Okay, I'm just playing y'all. Someone asked me to respond to this video, and so here is my reaction. I'm not surprised. In my experience in the US and with Americans, I find that Americans typically have a very fickle approach when it comes to politics. To an extent, they are obsessed with labeling themselves. And this obsession typically serves the purpose of not actually doing any work. So, you call yourself a leftist to people, and with that assumes that you are doing some sort of work off the ground, some community building. But for a lot of people, labeling themselves leftist is enough. And calling yourself something requires no sort of intellectual effort, but also no physical action. People can call themselves anything these days. It doesn't necessarily mean that they actually are that. I guess I can't really blame some people under 18 because foundationally, American society relies on labeling people, right? So you're black because your skin is black, you have melanin, whatever. You're gay because you like members of the same sex. But when it comes to a political ideology that isn't on the binary, so Democrat and Republican, Democrats are not leftists. Democratic policy and ideology often falls right of center, but of course the binary. So if you're not on the right, then you're on the left. And so a lot of people fall into this pit of thinking that they're leftist by thinking that they're Democrat. But leftist ideologies can be anything. You can be an anarchist, socialist, Marxist, and often this requires a lot of reading, studying theory. And to be honest, a lot of Americans don't do this. Like, I only started learning about these things when I actually went to college, and I studied sociology. But if you're outside of this, your understanding of what it means to be a leftist will largely be inaccurate. So to be honest, I'm not surprised. I think that the US is an intellectually lazy country. I'm sorry. And so that's why we have so many people now who are upset that there are these leftists on TikTok who are calling them out for aligning with right ideology when they had previously thought because they weren't right that they were on the left.
The idea of turning my hair into a star was inspired by Pixie Book's viral photo from Pinterest and also Queen Ava, who wore it for the natural hair show. So when I thought about how I'd style my star to fit my face, I thought of adding a frizzy bang where the bangs part would be where the crown would sit. I'm solar, and I think that having the ability to make cool shapes like this is a part of why having natural hair is such a gift, and I think we should start showing it more often.
So, what do you like to do for fun? Dismantle the oppressive capitalist systems. How about you? Do you have any siblings? Big Brother is always watching us. The, tortellini looks nice.
Being gay is so different than being queer.
Yeah, exactly. It's really different. It is.
But being a lesbian is not different from being queer, and like I don't know how to explain that.
But they can be.
It can be.
Depends on the person.
Cis gay men like oppress other like racialized groups. They oppress like other genders like all the time, and it's rampant still.
Yeah,
I think it's because like women also have like been historically subjugated to like oppression, and men haven't. So I think lesbians align a lot more with queerness than like gay men who can just travel the world without having to worry about that.
There are a few that do hold on to like very strict definitions and gender roles when it comes to like being a lesbian. And I think that those people are the same people that are also like trans exclusionary.
If a gender role works for you, fantastic. You can't then demand it of someone else.
Right.
And you can't have your behavior if it's negatively affecting someone else in a way that is like actively violent or like hateful, then it's not about the gender role. It's about you being discriminatory or prejudiced or whatever.
Yeah.
I understand the protections of it also sometimes in the sense that like lesbians have actively been pushed out of gay movements, actively pushed out of gay spaces. Like when I first came into the scene in Toronto, I was actively told like the Village, you're not allowed in it because you're taking space from gay men. We need to discuss the misogyny within our own community and understanding that like just because you exist within womanhood doesn't mean that you can't embody misogyny.
They did it. They ousted the dictator in 22 days. She's gone. Sheikh Hasina fled to India. The people did it. And it was literally everyone. Everyone. My mother, my friends, my family, people on the street, the rickshaw pullers. We all work together. I'm euphoric right now, and it's like, what, 7 a.m. here? I don't even know what to do. I feel like swimming to Bangladesh right now to celebrate